Hi, and welcome back to End Times Prophecy News Update. This is Carrie Geren Scoggins. We're discussing abortion today. Still a ever-heated debate since Roe versus Wade. Attempts to overturn Roe v. Wade and support the right to life. I generally do not use cliches in political debates. My own thoughts concerning abortion that I have publicly stated many times are that since we often hear the cliche, the legal right to choose an abortion, making abortion a choice issue, that to use the liberal Democrats' own arguments against them, as a good student of law, let themselves talk themselves into a box, as they've done over the legalization of marijuana, saying it's a victimless crime and it only affects the person committing the act. Therefore, it should be legal, qualifying it as a prohibition issue. Carry that same debate over to abortion. Abortion is not a victimless crime. There is a victim, the unborn child. There are two lives affected by an abortion. Therefore, the Democrats' argument that it's a choice debate is null and void. Abortion cannot qualify as a choice issue because it is not a victimless crime. Moving on, I would like to also add that Jesus prophesied of abortion when he stated, "Daughters of Jerusalem, weep not for me, but weep for yourselves and for your children. For behold, the days are coming, in which they shall say, Blessed are the barren, and the wombs that never bare, and the paps which never gave suck." Going on to say, verse 31, "For if they do these things in a green tree, what shall be done in a dry?" This last line sums up Jesus' prophecy on the mentality of the women of the last days. If they do these things in a green tree, what shall be done in the dry? And we also know the scripture from Proverbs. 6 things God hates, yet 7. The shedding of innocent blood being something God abhors. These 6 things doth the Lord hate, yea, 7 are an abomination unto him: a proud look, a lying tongue, and hands that shed innocent blood, a heart that deviseth wicked imaginations, feet that be swift in running to mischief, a false witness that speaketh lies, and he that soweth discord among the brethren. On the topic of abortion, I would also like to add that from those born around the time of Roe v. Wade up until the present, 1/3 of that generation has died in an abortion clinic. More than all the wars combined. We hear many people referring to terrorism as the new killer of mankind, or the gun debate, mass shooters, when in reality, what is killing off our generation is abortion. Choosing to take the life of their own child. We see many different factors brought into it, from society pushing them to provide, produce, excel, climb to the top, feeling they can't do this if they have children. Many factors are involved in why one would choose such an act. But remember what Jesus Christ said. If they'll do this in a green tree, what will they do in a dry? If they do this in a season where the nation is prosperous, what will they do when things turn sour or famine arises, war, bad circumstances? I would also like to present to you the history of Planned Parenthood. The liberal Democrats have attempted to censor their opposition off of the internet. Videos such as that by Alveda King, the niece of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., both religious right Republicans. Now Alveda King has stepped out with an awesome video called MAFA 21. Lending credence to Alveda King's MAFA 21, a detailed description of the history of Planned Parenthood, going back to Margaret Sanger, the founder of Planned Parenthood, the individual Hillary Clinton praised. She was the founder of the American eugenics program, hoping to wipe out the racial minorities. Margaret Sanger was duly noted for speaking at KKK rallies and won the support of those such as Adolf Hitler. She often spoke against racial minorities being allowed to have children and live a normal life. The eugenics program was to sterilize African Americans and some Native Americans and other racial minorities here inside the United States and push them to abort the children that they were already impregnated with. As we speak, the number one killer of African Americans is that of an abortion clinic. I noticed many years ago, long before having viewed Alveda King's MAFA 21, that the abortion clinics, Planned Parenthood, was always located directly beside government housing, especially Section 8. That's more than a hint. Abortion is not a choice issue. It's not a victimless crime. There is a victim, the unborn child. And it has a very sour history on the wrong side of history here inside the United States and globally. History does record Adolf Hitler's love for the teaching of evolution and Charles Darwin. So much so that his regiment, the all-gay Nazi brown shirts, that ran the Bible burnings, enforcing the Nazi good speak law, where if Christians and Jews didn't offer up their Torah or Bible to be burned, they were arrested for violating the good speak law. And there were so many that they ended up building concentration camps to house all of them. The Nazi concentration camps were built due to religious censorship laws. The Nazi good speak law, akin to the now overturned hate speech law in the United States. During these Bible burnings, the all-gay Nazi brown shirts regiment would take up Bibles and Torahs and give out Charles Darwin's book, The Descent of Man, where Darwin makes many racist statements, such as stating the Caucasian race was the highest evolved race. Chapters later stating eventually the highest evolved races would annihilate the lesser evolved races. The introduction to Origin of Species had been changed. The original is here you see on your screen. Charles Darwin's first cousin, Sir Francis Galton, was the founder of the European eugenics program. Again, attempts to annihilate racial minorities and do so under the guise of pseudoscience, so-called science. Scientism, as history does record. Remember, abortion has a foul, tainted history, as does the taking of any human life. It began with eugenics. Here in the United States, Margaret Sanger's eugenics program, which was eventually renamed Planned Parenthood, funded on your taxpayer dollars. We've seen the scandals recently where there were actual videos of Planned Parenthood employees admitting to selling off baby body parts and trafficking them across state lines, where the now former head of the FBI refused to even charge them with trafficking of body parts across state lines. Another reason why Trump was in the right to fire said FBI head. Stand with those that wish to overturn Roe v. Wade. God hates the shedding of innocent blood. Proverbs. This has been another End Times Prophecy News Update. Carrie Geren Scoggins. Thank you for listening.